Ready to do this? I hear an echo. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it went. New series. Joining the circus for some peace leave. Many a simp will take this route. So basically, I think that the PUA, yeah, they can get lumped in, with into this category. Of because it's learning tricks. Many PUAs, they'll sacrifice, all dignity, and self-respect, for the hope, of, just get a whiff, in most cases. PUA, it can appeal, to many different, demographics. Check this. We got Shinobi 1. Shinobi can join. Let's see. Many different, demographics. Mostly the socially awkward, and and the and the genetically deficient. Genetically, deficient. What the black pillars, would call the, your true incel, and for whatever reason. They could start calling, calling them status cells. Now, there's a new cell, a status cell, or a broke cell, or who knows? The genetic cells, is any race. I know with the black pill, they try to push. Is there? There's a solid, trifecta, and besides body, which body, the body, it it can play a role, but but it kind of goes, into the height thing. Anyway, the black pill, the trifecta. It would be height, face, and race. That's the black pill trifecta, of what causes incel, causes rejection, causes inceldom. The three main, um, these black pill, trifecta. It's height. It's race, height. So we'll order them, 1 to 3. I don't, to try to figure out, the, the order of, the order of importance. Because let's face it, you can be, you could be, Jeff Bezos. It was only 5'7". And then, in certain cases, I mean, here's the thing. You can have, Chadelites. Geolocation counts. I'll throw that. Geolocation is something, but then again, because the argument, is, here's the thing about geolocation. If it's a more traditional society, it's more quote unquote, traditional. Who knows? It's probably, they're probably still chasing, the in the top 10 or 20, percent. Still chasing, those top tier dudes, but, but in, in monogamous, traditional, civilization, in monogamous, traditional, civilized, communities, there's more, there's more of a chance that, an average dude, can pair up, as opposed to, a bunch of harlots, probably, just riding the CC, either till their looks fade, or until they find the best deal. That's usually how the Western woman does it. The Western woman, she either just does it for the, 'cause she thinks it's fun, and one of two things happens. Either either her looks fade, or she finds some dude, that she, that she doesn't want to lose, and she finds some dude, who just, he either hit it right, or he's famous, or a combination, of a bunch of things. But anyway, back to this, back to this black pill, and back to this trifecta. I was trying to figure out, the order, meaning is, and I can get more into geolocation, but the order is height most important. Is face, the most important, or is race? It's hard to say, because you have a dude, who's 6'5", but he's hideous. He's hideous. At 6'5". Yeah, character. Yeah, I can get into that. Shinobi makes him. Yeah, character can turn. Yeah, you know. But the thing is, let it be known. Let it be known. Many of the quote unquote, people, that that women, that women, they, they go after, or they fantasize, but that they go after, they're obsessed about, they fantasize. Some of them are made up. Some of them are vampires, and werewolves and shit. But the thing they all have, the thing they all have in common. I remember there was this guy. I remember this guy. I think his name was. Coterie MGTOW. So Coterie MGTOW, he mentioned that he mentioned two good things. One was archetype. Women fall in love. Besides their feelings. Women fall in love. Women fall in love. With archetypes. And the second thing, one of the most attractive things, from a man, is capability. One of the most attractive traits he mentioned. I remember this, and actually it made perfect sense. One of the most attractive traits, capability, because no one's ever said this. People always say, money, status, looks, the archetype, the bad boy personality, the emotional roller coaster, this, that. But he mentioned something very, very, eye opening. And it's capability. Capability, is one of the most attractive things, and it makes sense. And you're capable, to do this, and that. You have the capability. I see a bunch of Shinobi's comments, and I see Man's Redemption, and I want to get to all these comments. The links, yeah, I didn't post it. No, I didn't. So, I'll touch on some of Shinobi ones because I also wanted to break down, the black pill concept, this whole thing, with with the height, face, and race. I want to break that down, but um, yeah, back to Shinobi's comments because I'm gonna get to all these comments. Back to the geolocation. It's already up. Aside from having these monogamous, traditional women, traditional gender role, societies. Another thing, is let's say you're in Scandinavia, some place, where the women are 6 feet tall. You have to ask yourself, with the 5'2", with the Indian guy, how would he do? And then, so you ask yourself that, how would the 5'2", this Indian guy, how would he do? and how do you do in Denmark, or some place like this? How would you do in how would the 5 foot how would the 5'2", whatever he is, you know, Indian, Chinese, Spanish, Arab, whatever he is. How would this 5'2" guy do? In a Scandinavian, country, where the women are usually, about 5'8". How would he do there? I don't know. But here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Let's say, now let's say we're talking about, a 6'5", whatever he is. It could be an Indian guy. It could be it could be a Spanish guy. Asian, whatever. Now, here's the thing. Novelty plays into the equation because in a non-traditional society, unless this guy's the most polite, upstanding citizen, in a traditional civilization, then he can leverage, personality, right? He can, you're going to leverage that. So, but novelty, if you're in a non-traditional, wasteland, if you're non-traditional, if you're in a, non-traditional place, like, let me see my comments, like a Western country. If you're in a Western country, the novelty, that, it's a good, it's a good thing, to do, do short term, to do short term, flings and shit, or even one night stands. Because if look at, let's say the only Spanish guy, in these Scandinavian countries, in their feminist run, dude, I guarantee you, some chicks who's already been with, you know, some chicks who's been with, 20 dudes, and she'll try the Spanish dude. She'll try the, she'll try the, the Juan. She might even try, the Tyrone. Who knows? Novelty. Yeah, tons goes into, the geolocation. Tons goes into, this, this geolocation thing, that Shinobi Wan mentioned. We could probably go on and on and on, but I kind of want to move on a little bit. If anyone wants to talk about it, I posted the link in the comments. The link is there. Move on to the next. A tall Chad with cash living in the hills ain't gonna stumble upon ladies. Hey, well, if there's a village, at the bottom of the hill, you might find something, Shinobi. Your character can turn off many also, like if you're too open and truthful. You know as I do. The mystery, omissions, spike intrigue. And sometimes I just like speaking my mind. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about character. I was telling you before. Sometimes, it's the it's the archetype. Or the caricature. It's a caricature. It's the it's the idea. of what this person is. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with with your PUA. It's sacrificing, you know, dignity, and self-respect, and joining the circus, to joining the circus, to entertain women. Joining the circus, putting on the clown shoes, juggling the bowling pins, and pretty much, and join the circus, and just in the hopes, of entertaining the chick, enough, to get some peace leave. Well, here's the thing, man. If you choose to entertain, you have to entertain yourself. You have to be motivated, and be proud, of the actions that you take. I can be entertaining, but I'm proud that I'm doing it, as opposed to, as opposed to, joining the circus, and acting like, a complete, you know, um, amusement, amusement, for, solely, amusement solely, for the audience, amusement solely, for everyone else but you. Amusement solely for someone else besides you, whether it's an entire audience, or with one person. If you're doing things, that are weakening you, that you aren't proud of, that you don't yourself, think is funny, but you think somebody else would think it's funny. Would you think somebody else, would enjoy it, but you're not enjoying it, that's where that's where you run into this problem, whether you're joining the circus, for some peace leave. We see none of that matters. It's artificial wombs. Yeah, I was considering that. I mean, I would cut some serious child support, payments. But the question is, are you getting a clone? What's the, what's the result? What's the result? Gonna be. Here's the thing. I've talked about this, my deleted episodes. I wouldn't be the first one. I wouldn't be the guy, to try, to try the artificial womb. The the first version. So, they'd have to, seriously make, continuous breakthroughs. They'd have to seriously make, continuous improvements. With successful, past results. For me, they have to make continuous improvements. With successful results for me to consider doing this, because I don't want to have some disfigured mutant You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was just having this conversation. If you try to, if you try to, lay down the hammer, put chicks in check, and and master, and control the chick. She's got so many, she's got this, this arsenal, of different things, that she can do. Detail is the way. Yeah, I would agree with that. Even though, even though the title, and in the, in the philosophy, even though it's turning into a joke, what it originally, stood for. You know, um, you know, I'm, uh, you know, I'm all about. Yeah, this goes with, you know, you, you either die a hero, or you live long enough, to see yourself, become, the villain. Yeah, I was talking about this. Basically, who knows if a decent version, is going to be created, in my lifetime. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Some people legitimately, you know, they don't want a legacy. And some people legitimately, they don't want a legacy. I don't hold it against them. It's just what they don't want. Yeah, this whole thing. this whole thing with, I want, if I even consider this thing, I want the technology, to, to produce, to produce some, some good results, some good, I want some good results, I'm going to invest, into this technology. If I'm going to use it, I'm going to invest into it, if I'm going to give it a try, and, if I'd ever use it, I want to make sure, that, that I'm not going to, get some, get some subpar, creates, create some subpar, mutant. Yes, I've seen, I've seen, seen Karen's drone. She seems, to be on our side. I got a few new subs. That's what's up. Other than that, I got work tomorrow. Gotta cut this thing here. Thanks to all those who watched and contributed. As those who watched, I'm out. Peace.